Two teams, both alike in dignity. In Bristol, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge, break to new mutiny. Where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
Good luck messages from player to player.
Thomas again finding that pocket of space. Left-footed shooting. Oh, what a goal!
You can't believe it. I've never known an atmosphere like this.
I was 14 and I was at school, and when our schoolmate said, would you like to come and watch Bristol Rovers? And that was in 1958. It was against Derby County. There was probably 18 to 20,000 there.
My first game was it was City v Wolverhampton Wanderers at Ashton Gate, and it was a trip with school, and we sat in the East End, and it was honestly one of the best days I've ever had it, well, ever, and I haven't looked back since.
Amongst the crowd, the noise was amazing. I'd never experienced like that as a boy.
Taylor is clean through. Will he test the keeper? Bristol Rovers in front.
And from that day, I've got the bug, and I've become a Rovers fan.
Well, heritage really, family. My granddad supported them. My dad supports them. Being part of the community, like I said, it's a small city, and when we're together, you are one big family, and you don't get that anywhere else.
Rivalry exists in some professions. It's also found in the footballing world. Sometimes it occurs in a few sessions, among teams, leading to a war cold.
I don't think there's nothing better than a football rivalry. I mean, it's always good to have a healthy rivalry rather than a one where it's a bit like too competitive. I think football is just quality, like the banter. I just enjoyed the whole thing about it, really.
When the City were on the telly against West Ham, stand up if you don't like Bristol Rovers, and the Rovers fans would be saying stand up if you don't like Bristol City. Well, I see that as nonsense. I want to give my efforts to supporting my team, not shouting about some other team.
I was best man, Rovers supporter, and he was best man at my wedding. So yeah, but all his family, I was a close friend of the family. They were all Bristol Rovers fan, so I was the only one accepted being in the family. They all liked it.
It's this, I said, one of the old rivalries in football, and Bristol's a small city. It's going to happen, isn't it?
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire, which as they kiss, consume.
People have got short fuses, and it brings out their aggression watching football games, because they do get frustrated.
I think part of the problem is actually the press. The media really go to town. We got a recent City Rovers Cup match, and yes, there was trouble at the end of the game, but I thought it got a little bit blown out of proportion.
It doesn't just happen in football, and I think it's always based on football, and that just I don't really agree with the aggro, but if it happens, and it doesn't just happen in football. So it is there. I enjoy the banter, but there is a line.
In life, there's an element of sadly people got no patience in whack somebody before they do anything.
I've seen violence, and actually one match, and I was actually walking from a away game, and a gang of people running by me. The one actually, the person in front of me had a standing knife and slashed his face. Couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And it actually, from that moment, I said I would never go to a away game at all.
99% of fans aren't hooligans, they're generally going there. Family, I went with my dad the first time. Obviously there is violence between rivals, as you see, but I think films and like Green Street and the newspapers, they do sensationalise it and make it a lot worse, and it gives us a bad name, really.
It's a shame, really, because 99% of people are as good as gold. You can talk, it doesn't matter what team you support. There's friendly rivalry, but this 1%, it really does put people off going.
Together even, and may the best team win, and if on the day that a team beats us fair and square, we accept that. And football fans, like their team to win, but if the other team plays better, that's what I've noticed in the conference, the smaller clubs. So yeah, nice.
I think it can bring a city alive in many ways. If you've got a successful sporting team, then you talk more and more about it.
It's the biggest game in the country, and I don't think there's any other sport where you get that fan base, and I just don't think there's nothing better than football.
Nor did I wonder at the blue and white, nor praise the deep red in the rose. They were but sweet figures of delight, drawn after you, the pattern of all those.